Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to have the final day of the Open Great League, so why not take a look at Natu? XL version, Shadow, fully XL, 51, 100%, having a way better moveset than the evolution of it, which is, I think, air slash, like future sight, omnious wind or some stuff. It's like really bad moveset. While Natu actually going to have access to quick attack, a very good fast move, the side shock, basically the best psychic type charge move other than side strike, and also the move drill pack, which is most likely the best flying type for charge move. Maybe like kind of like Sky Attack. It's a little bit cheaper than Sky Attack, which is kind of cool. So very great moveset here. Going to only 1261 CP. Going to be an interesting one to take a look at as well. As you're going to have another Guess LilyNiRiain episode, but also they sent me 3 questions that I should answer for them. First question: do you prefer if battles are submitted all wins or mix of win and losses? For this, like in general, the questions are in general for people that want to submit battles. For me, I always like to at least include a few wins there. This would be very nice. Like, I don't really want to trick people and thinking a team is amazing and you only post in the wins and then the team is basically bad. Of course, for extremely spicy stuff, still a few losses would be nice. Also, just for the video itself, going to be a little bit more interesting. But of course, you're going to send in more wins in general because everybody knows, like, you will not be able to win the entire league with an XL Shadow Natu here, while we're going to be able to win the first game here. Beedrill against you already seems like a little bit of a lower EDO range if you see a normal Beedrill here. I haven't seen even the Shadow version, which is way better. Second question: do you rather have submissions with like cool spell stuff without guessing the ELO, or prefer guessing the ELO series? For the guessing the ELO series, I actually prefer something which is kind of the middle. Like, I think for those spicier content, I feel like it's not really that fitting for Guess the ELO, while we do it still here for this one. I feel like something like, I don't know, if you do like battles with Shadow Beedrill or something, a very good Pokemon that you rarely see in the meta, but like still can do something, that would be more fitting than something like a Natu, which is a really weird Pokemon to take a look at. It's still very cool that we can take a look at this today. So like, in my opinion, like something in the middle of it. Like, it kind of needs to have something interesting in it, but it doesn't have to be completely spicy like this Natu. And the third question, last question for this video as well: do you rather prefer exactly 10 battles or more? Greater than that? Definitely greater than this. Also, I would like them always, like, if you want to send in some battles, I like them if they're single battles, so like they're not all 10 back to back. You don't have to edit anything for me. I edit myself. That's totally fine. Just like 10 battles from the beginning when you see the opponent till the end when you win. Just cut it out like this and you're going to be fine. I like it if it's like single layer battles. But yeah, this is going to be it for the question. Now we can take a look at the gameplay as well. Hope this wasn't too annoying, but when they asked me something, I think this might be interesting for everybody. We're going to take a look now at the gameplay here. We're going to see a Dunsparce. This is going to be a very nice catch because it's definitely going to be a Rock Slide and not the Drill Run. And a Medicham coming in. Very good meta stuff. I think it's in general like the Drill Run Rock Slide combination of the Dunsparce is a very good combination for this current meta in general. You see it all the time as well in regional, like this Pokemon has a lot of potential there, just because you have a lot of Pokemon that are kind of dying to this one, which is kind of funny. But here we're going to see now the Dunsparce coming back in. You're of course still going to be able to go for the Rock Slide. This is the thing that I hate about Dunsparce. The Rock Slide just doesn't do enough damage. Here you're going to be able to... He doesn't even get to farm it out. Like a what? Like, this is such a bad fast move. I hate this fast move so much. And we're going to see the Toxicroak coming in. You would have farmed them down anyway, so you're going to be able to win this game. Next opponent, we're going to see the Deoxys in the lead here. You can go for some drill packs, of course. The opponent going to have access to the moves Rock Slide as well as Thunderbolt. Both of them going to be super effective. As you're going to see here, the drill pack coming through here are going to do some decent damage against the opponent so far. And they're going to have to shield that move up, which is going to be nice. You also have to get to shield up the move here. Psycho Boost coming through. I'm pretty sure that's single move because there's no real reason to go for Psycho Boost otherwise. As you see a Beedrill coming in here as well. It feels like those battles again might not be the highest one either. Looks a little bit like a lot of Pokemon that you don't really see that often, but if you play them right, they would be fine. For example, Beedrill is actually a really good Pokemon. Like, honestly, people kind of sleep on Beedrill. Beedrill is a very cool Pokemon to use, but sadly, right now, like, the Shadow variant is just so much better. Like, if the opponent doesn't have a secondary charge move on the yeah, on the Deoxys also kind of makes it a little bit awkward. Is it a Psycho Boost? Is it a Rock Slide? Is it a Thunderbolt? They actually have a secondary charge move. Never mind, they just baited us all. That's amazing. We can see the Natu going to be able to knock out an opponent here as well. Going to get the KO against the opponent, as we can see they forfeit with their Galarian Stunfisk. It's also kind of funny. And we will see now the next opponent going to have a Toxapex in the lead. It's going to be a little bit awkward, but you have Psyshock. Never mind, you're going to have super effective charge moves against them, but also, of course, the Poison Jab is just adding up here. We're going to see the shield coming through from the opponent. They're just going to try to farm you all the way down, which is funny, as you can go ahead and go for another Psyshock. The damage output, what? This is a Toxapex. Like, honestly, Toxapex is one of the bulkiest Pokemon in the meta. I didn't think that it would do that much damage. You don't have to shield a Brine here, by the way. Like, you're going to see anyway. Brine does around 30% damage. As you're going to see the Medicham coming in now, you're going to go for one Earthquake first. I like this play here, as you will be able to go ahead and now swap into your own Medicham, hopefully. Putting them kind of into Ice Punch range. It is not right now Ice Punch range, but like after, if they want to shield or whatever, you're going to be able to get them the farm down. It's still not Ice Punch range, but you can farm them down afterwards. As you're going to see here, basically going for the Ice Punch is the right play to go for. You can now overfarm by a little bit. I would go for 5 more fast moves. You're going to go for 4 more fast moves. That's also totally fine, as this next Ice Punch is coming through here. Going to knock out the opponent, and we're going to see the Toxapex coming back in. They are energy dry. You can farm them all the way down, and what we find in the back is going to be a Chestnut. Interesting team by the opponent. I don't really see the big picture about this team and they try to play there, but yeah, we're going to see the win here. As you can see, a horrible lead for the Natu. You have to swap out immediately into your Galarian Stunfisk. Don't swap into your Medicham, please. Thing is, I mean, I guess it's still okay here. It's still okay, but I wouldn't really like. At least I don't really like to swap into the hardest counter. Like, Medicham is your hardest counter for Galarian Stunfisk. Getting out this Manabus will allow you to run back Switch Advantage, I think, as well, if you wanted to. You could shield this move up, but you're not going to do this here, as you're going to see the area is coming through. You will be able to go ahead and go for some Ice Punch damage at least here. You can go for one more fast move and then go for another Ice Punch, and you might even be able to still win back Switch Advantage here, but the opponent is still going to lag out. This is going to be even better for you. Altaria is coming in. This is amazing for you. You can go for 2 Ice Punches here, forcing at least a shield here, and you can go even for another one, hopefully doing some damage, and I think Natu going to outspeed them now. Let's take a look. You have to go into your Natu here, definitely, for sure. Let's go into this one. Let's see, can you get to the Drill Pack in time? You can get there in time, and I think we saw the Stunfisk coming in, you know? Did we? Yeah, we did. So it's going to be a little bit awkward because the opponent has a ton of energy here. They're kind of forced to bait here, so you might be even able to call this one, and you're going to call the bait here. This is amazing. Now this game is over. This is done and dusted. This Earthquake going to knock them out here. They're going to no shield. They're going to shield. Fine for them. We will see most likely shield coming up by yourself as well. Your Galarian Stunfisk doesn't have the best IV, so maybe you're actually going to be able to win the CMP here, but they didn't even go for the CMP, so this is going to be definitely a very decent one for us, as we're going to go ahead and go for the Moonblast here. So going to be able to take this one. The opponent just decide, yeah, okay, this is going to be not our day here. We're going to just let us farm down. So yeah, that's going to be it for this game. Next going to be a Mantine. You have to stay in here, for, of course, here, as you can go ahead and go for the Drill Pack, a Drill Pack coming through, as this is going to do some decent damage. Actually, on the side, I want to kind of see real quick if Drill Pack is a better move than a Psyshock. Psyshock is 45 energy, Drill Pack is 40 energy. They both are pretty decent moves, to be fair, but I don't really know them too much because you don't really see them too often on different Pokemon. Like, I feel like Psyshock and Drill Pack are like moves that you don't really see on any good Pokemon right now. Like Hypno, for example, will be able to learn at least the Psyshock theoretically, but you don't really see it too often. Honestly, like, Psyshock is such an underrated move. But yeah, we're going to see the Rock Slide coming through here, as we're going to get the shield from the opponent, and we're going to also see now the Bubble Beam coming through, which of course you can let go through. You can go ahead and go for another Rock Slide, as the opponent going to go ahead and stop into the Hypno. Kind of funny there, I was just talking about the Hypno, and now we actually see it here in action as well. This is kind of wild. But Psyshock is a 70 energy move for 45, that's 70 damage move for 45 energy, while Drill Pack is a 65 energy move for 40 energy, which means the Drill Pack is the better move to go for. It does 1.62 damage per energy, while Psyshock is 1.55. So yeah, this is a very decent one there. Psyshock is actually a pretty bad move compared to something like Drill Run. I think it's like something like Rock Slide or something, or a little bit lower than this one as well. But Drill Pack is coming through here, going to do enough to knock out the opponent opponent's Mantine, and also the Hypno is not safe of this little bird. Natu going to be able to knock them out and going to be able to win this game. So, next opponent, we're going to see the Trevenant here in the lead. I feel like so far, I don't know. I'm not sure about the Elo range so far. It's of course a little bit tricky to say something about this all the time. Like, let me know in the comment section what you think right now. I feel like around like 2200. I feel like that's kind of fair. 2100 to 2200 I would guess right now. I think it's a little bit above 2000 because of the amount of still very decent teams that you face here. Like you see like Bastion, Medicham here. Like we had like a submission prior, which I think was on the same player with the level 51 Loftus. Yeah, Loftus was the name. So like we saw a lot more spicier teams from the opponents there. Here we still see some spice for sure. So I feel like it's a little bit higher than the last one. I think like 2100 to 2200 is kind of fair here as an assumption. But we will find out, of course, later on as well, as we're going to have still quite a few battles to go through. We're going to see now the opponent going for one flamethrower with their Bastion, going to be fine as they're going to forfeit here anyway, because there was no way of them winning this. Next opponent, we're going to see another Toxapex coming in here. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to be able to go for the side shock again, the super effective stab move, as the opponent going to lag a little bit there. Fine for you. We can go for the side shot, going to get the shield from the opponent. You can even reach the next one in time as well here. Why do you not throw immediately? I do not understand this. Like, you please throw the next time immediately. Like, even if they want to go for a charge move, like, there is no benefit of you not going straight for it. So, here we're going to see the shield coming up again. Feel like it's kind of necessary. I mean, you can take another move here anyway, so like it's okay. It's a super effective move at the end of the day. You will get the full farm down here, and you're gonna go up to an Earthquake, which is amazing for you. As you're going to see now the opponent coming into an obstacle, and you kind of want to go for maybe Earthquake is fine here actually for me. You might get the shield, doesn't get the shield, but get them lower. You should have stopped out earlier here, but the opponent is going to go ahead and throw energy on you anyway for whatever reason. Going to be an obstruct, making this matchup against Dragonair maybe a little bit worse, as you go now going to get more damage from the fast as well as the charge moves, as the opponent going to shield up the move. You can still shield this one up safely here. Go for the Ice Punch and going to knock them out. This is exactly what I would go for as well here. Of course, this Ice Punch is going to not knock them out straight away, but going to get them close enough that you can farm them all the way down, as the opponent now still gonna get to a charge move. That's kind of wild. Didn't expect this one here, but you still should be fine, as you can go ahead and go for one rock side here even against the opponent to finish up this game. Let's take a look now at the next one. After this obstacle, I'm gonna go down here. We will encounter Natu against the Deoxys. It's going to be an interesting one again. Of course, rock side as well as Thunderbolt going to one-shot you easily, as the fast moves coming through here. Going to be able to just go ahead and go for the charge move. Drill Pack coming through, going to do some decent damage here. Shield coming up from you, as this is going to be the Psycho boost. You will be able to shield this more up, and the Tentacles coming in. Psyshock here definitely is a way to go, as you can now swap out as well into your Galarian Stunfisk, which is now going to be able to go for one Earthquake. After you can, I guess you can take the Scald here. Scald going to do some decent damage though, would two-shot you. So the opponent might be wanting to go for a shield here instead, because they would be able to get that shield back. But yeah, actually happened what I expected here as well. They're gonna go for the shield. Smart decision, of course. Fast move doesn't do as much damage. What a decision by the opponent to go for whatever reason the acid spray there. That was an amazing call by you. This is really game changing here, as the opponent even swapped out into the Deoxys just to get down from that one. We see the swap immediately into the Natu here, as it's going to take the Scald. You can go back into your Stunfisk, overfarm by quite a bit, go for the Earthquake, and whatever they have in the back might be weak against the Stunfisk as well. Let's take a look at this. It's going to be a Sableye. You have to go to the Earthquake here, and you're gonna get to the Earthquake. Still a little bit tricky to deal with this scenario here right now, as you're forced to let the opponent farm you down. One Ice Punch will be enough though. You can take one charge move from the opponent here for sure, but you still also have your shield left. You're going to let the foul play go through. You can take another one, and you can go ahead and go for the Ice Punch. It's going to be a very good game here now, as this next Ice Punch going to knock them out straight away, and that's going to be it for this game here. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to be going up against Jellicent. This is going to be an interesting one as well. You're going to lose this one with all your Pokemon. Jellicent is a hard wall for basically all your Pokemon here on this team. You have two Psychic types, both of them don't appreciate the Ghost typing, and you also have a Ground type that doesn't appreciate the Water typing. So that's going to be the hardest core breaker for your team. We're going to see the Drill Pack coming through here, going to get some decent damage onto them, and while it's the hardest core breaker for the team, you literally just completely destroyed them. Like, holy hell, like, what the hell? They completely destroyed the opponent there with the Natu, as you're still going to have to use one shield here in order to not get too much damage onto you. But the double is coming in now. Double has, of course, very decent moves in general in this meta right now. I really like Double in general. As we're going to see here, the opponent going to go ahead and let this next move go through here. Payback coming in, and they might have something like... I actually wonder what they have in the back. They must have something in the back that is going to be able to beat, I guess, like dark types in general. But also, you still need something for normal types, so I feel like, I don't know. I think I did a similar team with the Jealous, maybe it is my team, I don't know. It's a 9 test. It does make a lot of sense, because the most normal type there are going to be something like the Noctowl, which you're going to be able to beat with this, as you're going to have some pretty okay chances against steel types, especially GalariAn Stunfisk here. So this team from the opponent does make a lot of sense here. I feel like actually like it's definitely around like 2100 to 2200. I am not 100% sure here as well. As we're going to see now the opponent going for one Psychic, the player going for one Psychic, you can farm them all the way down here, and we're going to go now into maybe the final game already. Yeah, this looks like the final game. Major League, this is exactly the lead that you want to see. I kind of want to see how much the Royal Pack does against the opponent here. Please let this move go through here. It's going to go through, and it nearly knocks out the opponent here as well. That's going to be amazing. As you can now see that they can go ahead and go for the Ice Punch, as you can shield this move up, and we're going to see the other bird coming in here, the Noctowl. You're going to do some decent damage here with the Side Shock. Drill Pack is in general the better move to go for, I guess, but it's going to put them into Rock Slide range, which is amazing for your GalariAn Stunfisk, as you now can avoid as well the matchup directly with the Medicham, at least for now. You overfarm too much here. This was definitely a little bit too much, as they're going to go for another Shadow Ball, but you can overfarm a little bit more now. And you're going to go straight for the charge move. You could have went for one more fast move here for sure. Like, one more fast move would have been better for you. But it doesn't really matter too much. You just can go for one Rock Slide here, where you should have thrown this maybe a little bit earlier as well. But the opponent going to shield anyway. You can go ahead and go into your own Medicham, which can take a charge move for sure. And we will find out what they're going to have in the back here. We're going to see the Altaria, which you have Ice Punch for it, but you still need to hit a charge move, I think, with the Natu here. But let's take a look at this one. We see the Natu coming in here, going to go for one charge move here as well. Going to go for the Drill Pack, going to put them into range for one Ice Punch. Would have went for the Ice Punch first, to be fair, but that's going to still be fine. Most likely you still should be able to outspeed them to the next Ice Punch here. And we will be able to now take a look at what the elo is. Let me know what you think it's going to be the elo for this gameplay here in the comment section. Let's take a look at it. And it's going to be 2300. I was off. 2309. I was off by 109 points basically. I had 2100 to 2200. So, yeah, a little bit off, but I guess the general direction was higher than the last one. Would love this, so I definitely got this one based on the team of the opponent. So, did you guess it correctly here? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!